Hey there, fam. How's it going? Another episode of the Monday Motivation. How y'all doing? You had a great weekend so far? Yeah? You guys learned a lot. Received a lot from your pastors. Just got a great word? Yeah? I don't know what you guys, this is a little bit of a side note, but here in Florida, it is super hot. I'm talking about like scorching. You don't want to go outside, kind of hot. I don't know if like where you're from, it's the same way. But here, we walk from like the car into the church, brother. Like, if we're in a suit, you're getting sweat stains. I know it's pretty reckless. And the women, I feel bad for you ladies. Like the makeup might be dripping, the hair's all messed up. But you know what? It's summer. Hopefully, in your part of the world, you have fall, so you got a little bit of a cooler weather. Not here in Florida. Here it's just a little bit less hot. But whatever, that hasn't really changed. But that's just a little side note. I'm just saying because as I walked in today, it was really hot here in the studio. So yeah, it was crazy. The word for today, though. The word for today came from these two video links that I saw that were shown to me. And I'm not gonna lie, these are gonna be a little, what's the word I could use today? They're gonna be a little aggressive, but in a positive way, right? This is something that's gonna get us motivated, it's gonna get us just pumped up, get us just moving forward where we need to go. But one of the videos, right, it's the person is like saying like, why me? And the person replies back as if they're God, is saying, well, why not you? And that kind of stuck in my head because a lot of times, like we're going through some stuff and we're like, Lord, but why me? Like what happened? Like what did I do wrong? But da da da. And we're just here whining and complaining all the time. And God's like, well, why not you? Right? I chose you for a reason. I chose you for a purpose. Why are you complaining? Stop having these pity parties. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Like you asked for this. There's a quote that I saw that for me is just, it encompasses so many like great things all in one. And it says, you can't cry about having a full plate when the goal was to eat. I'll say that one more time. You can't cry about having a full plate or having a lot on your plate when the goal was to eat. You asked for this. You wanted to go to the next level. You wanted more from God. You wanted more from your job. You wanted more out of life. So what do you expect? That it was just gonna come easy? That's not how this works, right? Because the better you get at what you're doing, more responsibilities start adding up to you. More things start, being put on your plate. Now you have people reporting to you. Now there's things started adding on to what's going on. But when we start thinking, oh, but why? But Lord, I'm being attacked here, I'm being attacked there. Well, let's look at it this way. If you're in the gym and you're working out, you expect to gain muscle. You expect to shed weight, to shed the fat and shed the, the excess weight. But you don't want to do work. You don't want to feel sore. That's like, oh, you know what? I want to go and get, become a doctor, but you don't go to school. Like, how does this work out for me? Like, help me make this sense. And when I thought of it that way, like it was, it was interesting because we ask God to promote us in our things, right? And I'm not saying that every time you get attacked, God's like, oh, this is your fault. You got to learn. No, obviously the enemy, he's a liar, he's a deceiver, he's the enemy. He's going to try to throw things in your, in your way to mess that up for you. But you're out here just crying about a little bump. You're turning this little ant pile into a mountain. Come on, fam. And one of the quotes, it started saying that even through your questioning, you wouldn't stop serving. How many times, I must sit here for a second. How many times have you questioned, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing what God called me to do? Lord, you told me to go to this company. Lord, you told me to open this, this type of, business up. You told me to go and be part of this ministry, but I'm not growing. I don't see any growth. Let's go get super practical. Lord, you told me to open up a podcast. You told me to start YouTube. Why I only have 2 followers? Why I'm only getting less than 2 views, per thing? Why am I not this happening? And you start questioning it, right? But I'm not telling you not to think about them, like, hey, Lord, what's going on? But don't stop serving. Yeah? Don't stop going to the meetings. Don't stop going and helping out, the ushers. Don't stop helping out, if they're going and they're giving away food. If you're going, and they're, hey, we're going to help these kids out today. Hey, we're going to go and clean up this or that. Don't stop serving just because you're questioning stuff, right? Even the questioning, you're just like, Lord, I'm going to do it. Again, I will stick to this right here. Using this example, this is the best way I can use because, it's right here in the camera. Lord, I'm going to keep on showing up every single week and talking to this camera. Lord, I'm going to keep on showing up and putting a thing on my blog, putting a thing, my website. Every week, I'm going to keep on putting it. Whether one person sees it or a million people see it, I'm going to keep on doing it. Yeah, even if you're questioning, don't stop serving. Even through the pain, you didn't stop worshiping. Come on, that's a big one right there. You might be in pain. You might feel like you're going through the biggest desert of your life. You might feel like you're getting pulled left, right, north, south, east, and west in all different directions all at the same time. And you feel like you're in pain. You feel like you're going through this wilderness and it is hot outside. You're getting no food, no water, and you're struggling. Even in that pain, you didn't stop worshiping, right? Lord, thank you that I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know how, but I know who. I know you're in control. I don't need to know about the how. I don't need to know about the why. I know who's in control. I know who's guiding me. I know who's moving me forward. Yeah? Now, this next video is the one that made me want to just go like, man, like for football, for basketball, for any kind of sport, like you kind of get hyped up. You get like that hype person in the group that's like, come on, guys. Excuse me, come on, guys. And that was this video right here. And it talked about that you are smiling even when your heart's broken, right? And I'll go to the other part. It goes, look at you sowing even when you feel like you run dry. You notice that when everyone says can't, you say can, right? And you know who said that? Joshua. When they told him, hey, go over there, with the spies to go check it out, what did everybody else say? Oh man, there's some giants over there. We don't know if we can make it over there. Joshua was like, oh, there's some giants? Bet, I'm gonna go slay a giant. But we never slayed a giant before. I'll be the first one then. When you have that kind of mentality, you have that Joshua mentality of like, everyone's saying I can't do it. For me, God told me I can. That's all I need. That's the only reason I needed to do. That's the only motivation I needed. He told me I could. God, the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, the Alpha and the Omega, told me I could do it. So if he gave me the green light, I'm gonna get after it. Yeah? Have you noticed, right? And I'm going to use this for a select few of us that maybe we fall into this category. Have you noticed that you're real good at fighting? You're real good at intercessing. You're real good at when everything's going crazy, they call you up. You're the person they call for prayer. You're the person they go and lean on. You're that person that's everybody's rock. You ever realize that? There's a select few of us that just, I don't know what it is about us. It's like a chip on the shoulder. It's like, oh, let's go. Oh, the enemy said something about my family. I'm going to get after it. Oh, the enemy said something about my friend, about my job, about my well-being, about my generation. No. I'm going to get after that. There's that warrior spirit inside of us. And I'm not saying that if you're not like that, kind of mentality, there's something bad. There's a select few of us that just a little more, let's put it this way, spicy. We'll put it that way, right? We got a little more of an edge to us. And that just means you're called to that front line. You're called to just get in the midst of it, get in the midst of the chaos and find that peace. Now, if you've noticed that about yourself, right? Let's put this into perspective. Maybe that's for a reason. Oh man, but Rodz, but I'm always getting attacked, this and that. Have you noticed though that after every attack you get better? After every turmoil, after every battle, after every, whatever happens in your life, whatever road bump, when you come out of it, you just get a little bit better. So when the next time comes, it doesn't seem as bad. That when someone goes, man, I'm going through this, you know what? I went through that just recently. Let me tell you how I got through it. Have you noticed that you seem to be a trailblazer? That's not by accident. God's called you to a higher thing. You wanted more, so God's giving you more. Yeah? You're called to be a fighter. You're called to be heads and not tails, more than a conqueror through Christ. The Bible says that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. It never says the weapon won't be formed. Right? The enemy is going to try everything he can to take you out because the calling upon your life is so big, it is so heavy, it makes him nervous. Do you understand that? That devil that you've been worried about so hard is afraid of you. He's worried about that. If you figure out the true potential you have inside of yourself, if he finds out, if Maria finds out how great she is, if Jose figures out how strong he is, if they figure out their true potential, oh, am I in trouble? That's what the enemy thinks. So when you start questioning, Lord, what's going on, being attacked left and right, take a step back and be like, Lord, this has to be a reason for it. What can I learn from this? And I'm not saying that, after, oh, you stub your toe, Lord, what can I learn from this? No, tampoco. But in everything, you go through a situation, learn something from it. You know what? I learned resilience in this. I learned what it is to have true peace in this. Why? Because I went through the battle. I went through a storm. I figured out what it is to be strong and to be just really rooted in God's word. Why? Because my faith started getting attacked left and right. But you know what? I'm standing on that rock, and I will not be moved. I know what it is to find, abundance. Why? Because I know what it is to have nothing, and I know what it is to have everything. I know what it is to be in the depth of it and feel by myself, and I know what it is to have God's presence surrounding around me, right? So you're called to that at a different level because you've asked for that, you've pushed for that, and God understands, you know what? I can trust this person right here. I can trust him. I can trust her. Because when things got rough, they kept on pushing. When things got scary, they ran to me. They didn't run to anything else. They didn't run to the world. They didn't run for a second opinion. They ran to my word. They ran to the foundation. They ran to the one thing they knew that would never fail them and never leave them. Yeah, that's the kind of motivation I want to leave with you guys. Is that, excuse me, and as we start leveling up in our things, it's like a video game, right? When you start off the video game, it doesn't start, it starts off base level, beginner level. But as you start getting better, you start, acquiring certain skills, you start leveling up. You can't take player one in the beginning of the game, jump up all the way to the end and expect it to win. Why? Because in the middle part, in the middle part, there's a certain thing you should have gone through. There's certain lessons you should have learned. That's a word right there. Maybe the reason, here we go. Maybe the reason you haven't leveled up yet is because there's something in your life right now. You still have to learn from it. There's something that's happening right now in this queue, in this middle space, in the gap. You have to learn now, because if you go to the next step without this, you will fail. But God is so merciful. He loves you so much. He will not allow you, to move to that next level. And you might be thinking, Lord, you forgot about me. Lord, you don't love me. No, because he loves you, he won't let you go forward. Because if you don't master this now, you can't go in advance later. So God's going to protect you in this now. His mercy and his grace is going to reach out to you at this level, at where you're at now. And he's going to tell you, you know what? I need you to sit here for a second. I need you to marinate in this. I need you to really learn and hone these skills in. So when we go to level 2, we won't have time to be going around the basic. We don't have time to be talking about these little things. I need you to really focus into this. I need you sharpen. I need you dialed. So when you say that next step, we go to that next step, we can go start flying through these steps. Boom. After level 2, we'll level 3, level 4, level 5. And then you're going to look back at your life, at the trajectory of your life, and be like, wow, when I was 20 years old, I didn't know even what was going to have come my way. But now I'm 30-something years old, and wow, the growth I've learned. See, I had to go through these certain things in my life. I had to go through this struggle. I had to go through losing these friends. I had to go through losing these things in my life because they had to get stripped out of my life because there are certain anchors in my things. There are certain anchors that are holding me back. There are certain things that did not pertain to me, but I was holding on to them. But now that I'm seeing this through, God protected me. He guided me through this whole process. Yeah, and he stripped me of that. So now when I'm over here, this is not even a thing anymore. See, that temptation isn't even a thing anymore. See, I moved past that. I'm strong in the word. Now I'm telling other people, you know what? Hey, don't do that. I already went through that. I'm a trailblaze for you. Let me bring you along this way. Let me give you a little shortcut on how I did it. Why? Because my roof, and I remember one of the pastors talked about this, my roof will be the platform for someone else to go forward. That'll be my kids. And then my kids will do that for the next generation. That's how we need to do that with each other, is to go and reach the max that we can. So then the people coming after us can go, we can give them a hand, a heads up on it. Hey, let's do this, let's do that. Let me show you certain skills that we learned here. Yeah? That's how I need to get you motivated. Don't think about it as a punishment. Look at it as a purpose that you're going through. Look at it as the potential that's being built inside of you. Yeah? I love you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of these talks. I'll see you next week. Stay safe, and as always, make it the best day ever.